Welcome to Love to See It, a podcast about clips. Many, many clips. Some clips I wish we had seen earlier in the season.
But at least these clips were punctuated by some conversation. That's right, it's Women Tell All time, or at least Women Tell Sometime. And here to discuss the Women Tell All special with us is friend of the pod and OG Golden Lady, Leslie Fhima.
Hi.
Leslie, welcome
I
back to
am.
Love to See It.
I know it's third time. I'm a third timer. Where's my jacket?
We should start to give like merch to
Yeah,
returning
but-
guests.
Oh, I have your merch from the sweatshirt from the first.
Yes.
Literally my favorite sweatshirt of all time. I don't know why. It feels good on. It looks good. I just love it.
They're good
Hell
sweatshirts,
yeah, we love that.
folks. They're good sweatshirts. You heard it here. So before we get into it, a little bit of housekeeping. Our Love is Blind Season 9 reunion recap will be coming later this week, just because of the release schedule and when there aren't screeners provided for the reunion. We can't have it out right away, but it will be coming soon. Over on Rich Text, we put out an episode last week about the second season of Nobody Wants This. At the end of this week, we will have an episode about the new season of Selling Sunset. You can find those episodes and more at claireandemma.substack.com.
Okay, let's get into it. Women Tell All. Jessie, our dear leader, welcomes everyone to the Golden Women Tell All and reminds us that these women really did prove that age is just a number. Did they prove it to Mel? TBD.
He was the only one who really needed to have it proven to him, so I hope so.
So true.
It's like the rest of us did this already, at least once. Did it seem to you guys like the crowd was dressed on theme for this season? Like, I remember they did their photo shoot in all the bright primary colors, and there was like so much red and pink and yellow in the crowd.
Yeah, it
I don't know why
did
it
look
struck
like a little put together. I mean,
I'm
I
like,
wasn't.
was there a dress code?
Yeah, I wasn't at my, Women Tell All because I wasn't there, but I don't remember it being so like,
Saturated.
Yeah. Mhm.
So from the cast, we have Carla, Alexandra, Lisa, Monica P, Robin, Monica B, Terry, Andra, Roxanne, Amy, Carol, Jerry, Nicolle, Cheryl, and Debbie. And the last two ladies get huge cheers. I think they're clearly kind of the current Golden Bachelorette front runners in terms of
Yeah.
audience support.
Unfortunately, for me personally, Diane, our fave Diane, is absent because she's in Hawaii for her son's wedding. I mean, that's not unfortunate. It does seem more fun to be in Hawaii than like on a soundstage in Southern California. But sad for us that we don't get the treat that is Diane's presence.
I know, she's so cute. I was looking forward to seeing her.
I know, I love her.
Yeah. What about us? I will say, though, the thing to remember is that we only actually hear from about half the women on stage. So if you could say, mate, what if she came all the way here, skipped her son's wedding, and for what? So Robin says that the true love story of the season is her friendships. And this is the true love story, I think, of almost every season of the show. And it always gives us so much joy. Jerry says she's still on a high from getting the first impression rose, and she says she felt like a princess.
Also, Jerry looks so stunning.
Oh my God. Flawless.
I mean, they all do, but I was just like, I'm always like so struck by Jerry's presence. She's just one of those women who like pops so hard on camera. I just want to stare at her face.
I know. I totally agree. She's flawless. She is flawless.
Then we get a recap of the season, including all of the Nicolle drama. We see some extra scenes mixed in there to keep things spicy. And when they play the clip of Nicolle in the jacuzzi during the baking of the lemon bars, Nicolle is in the corner screen being like, that's not what happened.
Nicolle is like, you will not edit this incorrectly. I will let you know.
But here's the thing. I still have no clarity on what happened with the lemon bars.
I think she spearheaded, like she said, oh, let's make lemon bars. Kind of, I know how that works in the house. Like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And then everyone had kind of had a job, and then maybe she went, hot tub. Maybe she didn't. We don't
She
know that for
she
sure.
wandered off. She wandered
Yeah.
off for a
Yeah.
bit. Maybe she
She's like,
came
"Look,
back.
everyone's doing great. I don't need to
Yeah.
micromanage. Like,
Yeah.
you guys have it from here." That's the impression I got, but I would have loved to hear from all of the women more. This was, like, the only real piece of drama amongst the women this season was Nicolle and her various misdeeds, and they really did not take me enough through the TikTok of what happened with the lemon bars.
Come on,
Oh,
Jesse.
she took
Don't fall
credit
down on
for
the
it. We know
job.
that. I think, didn't she say she should have not taken all the credit for it?
Yeah,
Yes,
so, well,
yes.
yeah, they do talk a little bit about it, after the clip plays.
Claire wanted a minute by minute
I want
timeline.
let's say whatever she says, it wasn't enough. When they play, Nicolle telling Mel to call her when things don't work out with his pick, Terry is in the corner screen giving major side eye. It becomes clear that the ladies were not impressed with this little line. We also learned that Alexandra had to sit out the cheerleading date because of her sciatica, and she's like, "Doctor's orders." And then we cut to an in the moment of a man saying he's the on-set doctor, and at no point did he tell her to sit out the performance.
That was funny.
Alexandra was giving great comedy. I was like, we did not get enough of her on the
Yeah.
season.
Agree.
I was like, to be fair, this sounds more like something that her personal doctor would have told her.
Yeah.
Like, whatever you do, Alexandra, do not engage in dancing or high kicking. It's bad for your sciatica.
And she might have used that a little bit. Maybe she didn't want to do that cheerleading. Get
I
dancing.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't blame her because she is sitting pretty in those bleachers with like a nice parasol.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
shading her.
It's interesting how the edit can shape how we perceive this kind of thing because being injured or pretending to be injured and having to sit out a date like this can often come off as kind of a manipulative ploy to get more time with the lead, like because you're both watching. But because that storyline was completely cut, it doesn't come off that way at all.
It's just funny.
Like we didn't see her getting extra time with him at all, so obviously it was just funny and cute. Just another reminder of how much can be like shaped in the editing bay.
Yeah.
She does a bit on stage where she says she's all good now because someone gave her a massager. And it's one of Susan and Kathy's vibrators, which she applies to her butt and hips by kind of poking it right on in there into the cheek.
She's like, we can share it, which is, I
Yeah.
think, so generous of her.
Oh, that was funny.
I want that on-set doctor back to explain if that is actually something you can use to treat sciatica. When this reel is done, Jesse turns his attentions to Nicolle.
And I was like, finally, this is why we're here.
Yes, let's do
I'm
it.
watching this episode to get into the Nicolle of it all.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He says that she had a lot of confidence and chemistry with Mel. She did a lot of kissing. And Nicolle says, well, I didn't come in with any strategy. It was just me being me. And so all those times that she sort of talked about her strategy, that was just her being her and not about strategy at all.
You know what? I do believe Nicolle was being Nicolle.
And Nicolle is clearly a strategic person. She's building a social media empire. She's dating America.
By cutting down the last cast. Why not? Yeah.
I mean, Leslie, have you made her apple sandwiches?
I haven't made her apple sandwiches, but I think my friend has.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes, she said they're quite good. I'm like, okay, just you can
calm down.
Yeah.
You're like, I will eat apples, but I will never eat an apple sandwich.
Yeah. Not gonna happen.
I personally prefer bread, but to each their own.
She says that she and Mel had palpable chemistry and she thinks it shows on screen. When they kissed, the world fell away. And then she says, I forgot y'all were even at the pool party. And Cheryl, who's sitting next to her, gently says, we know. And they both laugh.
Like,
Yeah,
girl,
it's so hard to forget when there's cameras and, it's just
the
so
world
hard.
fell away. The cameras fell away.
Yeah.
All of the women who were in such close quarters that their bodies were basically touching me fell away.
Yeah. It's like that posture of like, what video? I haven't seen it. Like, I can't comment on it because I haven't seen it. Like, I wasn't aware. So obviously, how could I take it into account or speak to it in any way. Like, Nicolle, please. Nicolle also says that she was the trailblazer and pioneer of the show. After she went in and kissed Mel, everyone followed. And she says she was the first to kiss him. I actually don't remember if she was the first to kiss
I
him or
don't
just the
either.
first to kiss him in front of people.
I think she meant I was the first to like really go after it
Yeah.
at like a non
Yeah.
one-on-one time.
Like not a peck, a whole.
A
Yeah.
make-out, a full, really.
It looked like their mouths were very open to me.
We did get some close-ups of the making out
Yeah.
just to illustrate the point throughout this episode. And it's funny because at the time she did say everyone's going to be copying me and kissing Mel, and then everyone did start lining up to kiss Mel. And it's like, well, you do have to admit that she did blaze the trail.
I think Susan should get some of that credit, though.
Yes, that's true.
Susan was the real trailblazer. She just told everyone make out with him.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Is that the advice that you would have given if you were there?
No. That's Susan's advice, so let's leave it at that.
We all have our own approaches to dating.
Yeah.
Mine is always like, be the most unpleasant parts of yourself so that you know, if they're not right for you, they'll be turned off quickly. Most people don't endorse that.
That is genuinely Claire's advice. She said it many times.
Don't send your representative to date for you, okay? Susan's is everyone line up and kiss Mel, and Nicolle didn't even need Susan's advice to do that. She was doing it first. Jesse asks about the lemon bar situation. So I'm like, okay, great. We're getting somewhere. Here we go. Roxanne says it was a collective effort. They were like brainstorming. Debbie was brought up that Mel likes lemon. So, you know, and she gets kind of an executive producer line on the lemon bars, right? Nicolle says she can make lemon bars. She is a chef. She went to culinary school, I believe. She develops these recipes. And then a group of ladies got together to make them. Nicolle chimes in and is like, I did spearhead the efforts. I believe that I did. I probably should have said that while I was the head chef, I had a lot of beautiful sous chefs, and the lemon bars were made with love from all of them. This seems to cover it for everyone else, to my surprise. I was like, I want more from you guys. When did she go to the jacuzzi? When did you notice she wasn't there? Did you finish making the recipe by yourselves or not?
I feel like these women just really don't want to fight with each other, which I do understand, but unfortunately, that is generally the content of the Women Tell All special.
Exactly.
They're just like, yeah, okay. Thank you for admitting that, Nicolle. Moving on.
But was she there the whole time? Did she put it in the oven? I was confused too.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that no one was like, that felt pretty bad that you went to him and said that you were the only one who made them. But they all just seem over it.
A note on the lemon bars saying it was from all of them that she kind of like poo-pooed and was like, I made them. Why?
Well, I think she likes to take the credit. So
right, yeah. And I feel like all of the women are just like, Nicolle. That's who Nicolle is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love that she sat on this for all this time and what she came up with as an olive branches. I should have said that I was the head chef, but some other nice ladies helped me. So, you know, all due credit to them, but really it was still, and I'm like, Nicolle, you could have just said, we made you lemon bars. It's my special recipe and we all made them for you.
Right. Why do you have to be the head? Why do you have to get the most credit? It would have been fine.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that would probably not even want, like, not take the credit. The opposite. I'm like, oh, the girls made mine. Like, I kind of, you know, he's just like so opposite.
No, you'd be like downplaying. Leslie would show up and be like, I barely did anything. Don't even credit me. I had nothing to do with it. It was all of them. It was all of them.
Totally.
Yeah. I would be one of the people mixing, but I would not be gracious about being left out of the credits. I would be like, all right, she says she did it, but who was the one beating together the lemon curd? I don't know. I feel like it was me. Should I say something? Should I say something on camera?
That's not easy.
Everyone tag yourself.
That is not an easy path.
No,
Lemon
lemon bar.
curd.
I mean, lemon
No,
bars truly do have like it's quite a complex recipe.
it
Like they
is.
There's
needed all that help.
pastry. Yeah, there's a lot going on in those lemon bars. It needed a team effort.
Well, there is no
Um,
electric mixer in that kitchen. I know that.
no, because we see them. Like, yeah, we see
Oh,
them beating it. That's
Wait, that's so funny. I didn't even think about that.
thank God they didn't make whipped cream. I mean, can
I
you
know. It
imagine?
would have been, yeah.
That
I don't
was the
know.
first plan,
I
a whipped cream dessert, and then they were like, no.
You would have had to call in Monica P with her 2 guns,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
we saw
yeah.
later.
I will say there are plenty of buff women in the mansion. I'm sure
Oh
they
my
could have
God.
sorted
They
it
all look
better than
amazing.
me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they move on from the lemon bars. Everyone takes what Nicolle said as a sufficient olive branch, I guess. And Jesse asks her if she has any regrets, and she says no. She was there to find the love of her life and meet Mel. She also wants to empower women in their 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. At this point, both Terry and Debbie try to interject. And Debbie seems upset. She says, "That's really hard for me to hear." And Terry wants to ask a question, but Nicole's like, no, no, let me finish. And she says she thinks it's possible to find the love of your life and also create your purpose and a career. And she says, isn't that what empowering women is all about? And I want to talk about this for a second because she is definitely like using the language of
Of
like
feminism.
feminism here.
Oh.
Do we agree with this positioning of like basically going on the show and talking openly about using it to build your influencing career?
I don't, that would not be my strategy. And that is not who I am. Empowering women to me is a little bit different than what it is to Nicolle. And I think
Yeah, I
Debbie,
like that.
agreed with that.
I love that she's like, the way I'm going to empower women is by personally advancing me. That's
Yeah.
empowerment for all women. I
She's a
did find it
woman.
so funny that she was like, what I'm doing is proving that women can have it all.
I mean, I think
Exactly.
it's really like Debbie and I are in the same business, we're in the fitness business. This is what we do. We empower people, women, men, kids. I teach everybody. So it's coming, I can totally understand where she was coming from. Empowering other people is about making them, feel things, not about yourself. So, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like I assume the idea is that she's going to serve as an inspiration that will allow other women to like step into their power because they can be like her, especially if they make apple sandwiches. And like part of me is sympathetic to this read. I do think that there is a way in which the sort of like the demonization on the show of women coming on with a motive other than just
Love.
wanting to marry whatever man is there when they show up is sort of suspect. Like that's not their proper concern. And at points I was like a little like feeling a little defensive of Nicolle. Like, sure, it's okay for her to want to build her platform. It's okay for her to want to have a career and like to maybe get more exposure to benefit her career. But then almost when she like sells it herself as feminism, I'm like, never mind.
Well, it just doesn't quite cohere. Like I agree with you on principle. I actually don't think there's anything wrong with someone both being open to finding love and being realistic about the fact that if you are on any kind of television show, you might gain a platform and you might be able to do other things that you're interested in with that platform. However, when you are on camera, like cutting other people down and in the same breath being like, I'm dating America and
Yeah.
I'm here to be an influencer. Like that doesn't quite work.
Well, that's
Right.
part of how these villains also like coalesce is that it's a mixture of things that like aren't wrong inherently, but they're sort of against the show's like internal morality where you can't go on for the wrong reasons. But you're like, does that really make someone a bad person? No. But then it's like mixed in with these other things
These
where you're
other like
like,
unpleasant instincts.
well, now I can't root for you. And that all gets like bundled together into
Yeah.
one sort of thing.
Yeah.
So Debbie does want to address the empowering women claim.
And I loved this.
She says, "You did not empower us. You dismissed us." And Nicolle says, "I'm sorry that you feel that way."
Classic non-apology.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
it's
also
like
sorry that Debbie feels that way.
she's acknowledging it without really caring, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry you
Right.
feel
Without
that
like
way.
taking responsibility.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's too bad that you feel that way, but I really have nothing to do with that.
Right.
Debbie says, "You dismissed me and my connection with Mel. You dismissed so many women. You dismissed the final two, saying it's not going to work out, and then call me." And Nicolle tries to kind of quibble over this and is like, "Oh, I just meant that it typically doesn't work out. I didn't say that specifically with them it wouldn't work out."
Like,
And Debbie's like,
okay.
"Whatever."
That's a great ad for
And
The Bachelor. It typically doesn't work out.
yeah, I know. I was
Yeah,
like,
she's like, statistically,
"Nicolle."
if you look back at the history of this show, it really is a sham. Like,
Yeah.
Nicolle.
I think
Oh,
part of the villain arc of Nicolle is also the gap between what she claims is her goal and her execution, which is I'm gonna date America, and through them falling in love with me, I will build my influencer platform. But then she keeps kind of putting her foot in her mouth in these ways that undermine that project. That's not what The Bachelor wants to hear. If you want to be the next Bachelorette, should you be up there on the stage saying that the process usually doesn't work? You're
I
supposed to
know.
pretend you don't know that.
When she said it, I'm like, girl, I thought you wanted to be the next Bachelorette. That's not really.
Right.
And I guess that is the true like magic and pioneering spirit of Nicolle as a villain, because she is just
Yeah.
she's so self-aware in certain ways and so unself-aware in other ways. I mean, it's kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Debbie has one more last part of her confrontation of Nicolle to deliver, and I thought we'd just play a clip of this part.
I always was on your side. I have defended Nicolle every single day. But when I saw the comments about the first season, the women not being so attractive, when I saw that you really were on there to date America, to be an influencer, I was so disappointed in you, Nicolle. And I thought you were so much smarter than that. If you want to be an influencer, you're not going to be if nobody likes you. It needed to be said.
Yeah, after the audience gasps and applauds, Debbie says, "It needed to be said. You hurt me." There's also a hilarious reaction shot in there of Susan in the audience kind of fist pumping when Debbie references the insult to season 1.
Leslie,
And
as one of the targets of this insult, how did you feel, first of all, just watching Nicolle on the show, but also how did you feel about this defense of you guys by Debbie?
I'm so glad that Debbie said that because it was when I watched it, I think we were texting. I literally had to stop and rewind and say, did she really just say that? I just can't imagine why she would say that, or if she thought that, why was she? I mean, honey, the cameras are on you. Don't you know that? 24/7, literally. So, you gotta zip it, as Kathy would say, and not say everything that's in the bubble up here. That's all. I don't know. I was just bumping Susan as she was just bumping her but I just feel that Nicolle has no filter, and it was hurtful to us. I mean, I talked to all the girls, and it was like, come on. I mean, we went on that show. I went on with 500 followers, and I'm like, who are these 500 people? I didn't think about influencing, or I didn't know. I mean, I just living my life, doing my thing, So we went on that show just, really organically. I did. I know that. So, I guess they may have learned a lot from us, but there's certain things that Nicolle missed watching her season, I think. So.
I would agree with that. And it's funny that she wants to call herself the trailblazer because you guys were obviously the
We were.
trailblazers.
Yeah.
There's no
Yes.
season 2 ladies without the season 1 ladies, and
Yeah.
America fell in love with you guys.
Yeah.
So, very interesting choice to say that in the house. I was glad that Debbie stood up for you. I was sort of wondering if there was going to be a chance. I mean, Susan and Kathy were there,
Yeah.
but there's never any real, like, direct confrontation.
Right. I knew that Susan and Kat were there. And so when I was, about to watch a show, I'm like, I hope they addressed it. And I hope Susan and Kathy said something. So I'm glad that Debbie did. And it had to be said. It had to be brought up again. I mean, wasn't a good look for Nicolle. That line was not good.
No,
Yeah.
I think we were pretty upset to hear it when we first watched. And yeah, I do wonder if Nicolle had a private conversation with Susan or Kathy, because I know I've seen them together at like a few events. So
Yeah.
they've obviously
Yeah.
crossed paths.
Yeah.
Did
or
Nicolle
maybe
ever
they-
like reach out to you to apologize?
No. Mm-mm. And I did put up a little thing on Instagram just saying, wait, what did you just say? But she never like DM me or anything unless I'm so sorry first of all, the women on my show, there's beauty is not just on the outside. The heart and the soul. I I mean, they're all so beautiful in so many different ways of our lives that we've lived and our children that we've raised and our grandchildren. I mean, our lives are full and so my heart really hurt when she said that because for her it was about the looks and for
Mhm.
us it was about the heart and soul really. So,
Yeah. And again, when it comes to being empowering of women, reducing women's value to whether they fit certain like conventional
Standards.
beauty standards
Yeah,
is not
so many
empowering at all.
Yeah, we had so many strong women on our show that did amazing things, and I mean, I don't know. I'm very protective of my girls, and I just
As you should be.
Yeah.
No, and I was really glad to hear Debbie call this out. I also thought she like nailed it. If you want to be an influencer,
yeah,
you kind of have to make people enjoy your presence.
Right.
And I thought that this kind of got to the heart of it. I was glad that she called this out. And this is sort of the most direct confrontation of all the drama that we get. And
Yeah.
I was glad that
Yeah.
it came from Debbie.
totally. Yep.
Yeah, I thought she handled that really maturely and really
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
On that note, let's take a quick break. When we get back, more of the drama on Women Tell All.
And we are back. So we leave the Debbie and Nicolle confrontation kind of on a little commercial break. When we come back, Jesse moves on to Robin, and he asks her if she regrets naming names to Mel, to which I just have to say, fact check, Jesse. She actually did not name names.
I know.
She
I was
refused.
wondering about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't say anything.
Do you regret evoking the presence of things to Mel, of certain kinds of people? She says she's proud of herself for telling the truth, and she wishes she had said something a little earlier because there were women who didn't get the time they needed with Mel due to the Nicolle dynamic. And at this point, Carol interjects and says, "It's enough with the roasting."
I was like, Carol, have you watched this show? This is the most tepid roasting I've ever seen.
Stop roasting me by mildly saying that you hurt my feelings. It's really harsh.
They should have just had Jared Freid come up and roast Nicolle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I was really surprised by this. At first I thought Nicolle said it, and then I realized it was Carol. So clearly they are close. Nicolle says, "Thank you, Carol." And Carol goes on to say that they all had such a great time together, and she thinks they were all there to find love. Terry does find a way to get one last dig in by very mildly being like, "You hurt our feelings." She's like, "I want to remember, Nicolle, the way that we were in the house because we had some really fun times. You helped cook for us. I really, loved that about you, but I just want you to realize that we all really care about you. And then to go behind basically our backs was very disappointing for me. Like, basically, like, talking badly about us behind our backs was very hurtful. And she's like, moving forward, I hope you can realize how much we all care about the sisterhood. And Nicole's like, thank you. I love you all. I'll do better. She's like, thank you for calling me out and calling me in. I'm gonna be one of the sisters now.
And that's beautiful.
I was like, I'm sorry, Carol, like, what else are we gonna talk about?
I know. I'm like, no, don't stop.
Yeah, come on. That's again. What? There's nothing else. There's
Yeah.
nothing else.
We
And they're
didn't
like,
even get the
okay.
lemon bar TikTok.
Doesn't anybody else have something to say? Come on, come on.
Yeah, I was like,
Let's
jump
go to
in,
every
Susan,
woman.
Kathy, we need you. No, instead they're like, okay, I guess. Well, luckily we do have several other clip mashups to insert here.
My plan was that, like, if I'm producing the show, everyone raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Nicolle, and then we can go one by one, and you can tell her to her face while I watch. Like, is that
Carol
so wrong?
doesn't like that.
I do think it's possible that it seems random to us because we saw a very edited down conversation. We know that they film for much longer than what we see. And
Right.
so,
There
but
might
I would
have
be
been some
surprised if
other-
it got much spicier because they would surely have shown it.
I don't
So
think
I
it
don't-
got spicier. It might have been
Just
in
dragged
greater
on.
volume, but
Yeah.
it
What
seems
are you
like
gonna do?
everyone really showed up just wanting to be kind to each other in general.
Yeah. No, this
At
is
our
the
age, it's
problem.
hard to like keep, you know. It's
Well,
just-
that's the thing. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
the thing with Golden. Like, no one's really trying to sit there and yell at each other, which I
Yeah.
do respect.
no, yeah.
Like, with the younger seasons, sometimes you sense that even if they kind of, in a sense, resolve the situation, they're still mad. Like, they still have angry
Yeah.
energy to get out, which I relate to. But then with the Goldens, it's very much like, well, I've kind of taken a deep breath and all the bad feeling has left my body, and all that is left is for me to express the one thing that you did wrong. And once you apologize, then we'll go back to celebrating all the beautiful parts of our friendship, which I hope that I will be in that place soon.
Claire's like,
as I
any
mature.
day.
It's
Any
you
day,
know
all
what?
of the angry energy.
There parts about getting old.
Yeah. I already feel I've slightly begun to mellow, and I'm like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. I hated being young. So we do cut to a mashup of like some girl talk clips here to kind of like, I think, transition us out by showing us all the fun that Nicolle was having with the other women in the house, and then just kind of the general fun they were having. So there's some of them sitting like in the hot tub, I think, and they're talking about how Mel is sexier in person, and they wish they could just cut him up into slices and they could each take a slice. And Debbie is like, I'll take his eyes. And Roxanne says she'll take his muscles. And Nicolle says she will take something unmentionable. I was truly, I was like, who's going to say? Who's
No,
going to
I
say
knew-
it?
And you're like,
I knew she was gonna say that. I knew it. I'm just
100%.
saying. I'm gonna be up there. Goes there. Yep. I knew
I
it.
was like, everyone keeps taking slices where I'm like, it seems like you're missing something important. Are you sure you don't want that slice?
who's going to be left with like the toes?
Oh, gosh.
But as we learned, those toes slip into a 14 and a half triple E shoe.
Yes, they do. Triple E is extremely wide, so you've got girth as well as length.
Just saying.
Just saying. Just saying. And yeah, Nicole's like, well, he wears a size 14. And Jerry's like, it's actually 14.5. Like, they have all thought a lot about his shoe size. And Nicole's like, Jesse, I'm just going to have to leave that up to your imagination.
I have
Oh my
no
God.
idea what she could be referring to.
Same. But I do also care a lot about foot size. Like, if it were me slicing up a man, I would definitely ask for his feet, as long as they're big. You know, that's
No,
important.
I don't want. I would give away the feet immediately. Like someone else can take that.
I did think it was just funny how, like, much it played into each of their personas on the show. That
Mhm.
Debbie's like, "I just wanna gaze into his eyes," like, the
Yeah.
dreamy romantic, and Roxana's, like, a little bit saucier, like, "Ooh, I love his muscles," and Nicolle is like, "The penis,"
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
perfect. It's
It's
perfect. I was like,
perfect.
okay, I'm sorry. This is a clip that should have been left in the actual show.
It should
I
have.
know.
I know. Oh god, that hour, gotta get it all in.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
There's
short.
a lot gets
Honestly,
left out.
I'm gonna say it, I think the perfect length for a Bachelor episode, and no one wants to hear this, is 1.5
No,
hours.
I totally agree with you,
Let's do
Claire.
it.
I totally
That's when
agree.
I
If
1 hour's too short.
it's really not an hour because it's like 48 minutes because of the commercial. So, we need the extra time. I felt
Well,
like
that's the
that with
thing.
my
Exactly.
I
show.
think in the
So much edited out. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in the age of streaming, we've all kind of gotten used to hour-long episodes that are
Mhm.
actually an hour.
Mhm.
And so I find the 45-minute cutoff to be a little too soon. So I don't know. I know an hour and a half of TV time is an unusual episode length, but I'm just putting it out there.
The network
Um,
should consider it. We have thoughts.
they played Truth or Dare with Kathy and Susan in this clip reel, and we learned that Terry dated 3 guys in 3 different cities in 3 months.
I love that for
Three,
her.
three, three,
Get it,
triple
girl.
three. We get a reminder that Jerry was in the Mile High Club. Peg does a very accurate impression of Mel walking.
Okay, this killed me. I was
That
like,
was so
yes,
funny.
I'm so glad you also are aware that he is just a giant stiff block of a man.
I
Yeah.
mean, football is it's a brutal sport.
And Peg is really into it, obviously, 'cause she's in the final two.
Yeah.
She
And
she's got the walk down for sure. For sure.
Monica P twerks. Her niece taught her once and then was like, Aunt Monica, never do that again. But she did it on camera. Susan tells all of the women to be aggressive and make out with Mel. We see even more evidence of this. And there's a pillow fight with many, many loose feathers. I have to assume that they just took in a bucket of loose feathers and like shot them out in
Yeah.
there because most pillows these days aren't even
Yeah.
full of feathers.
Exactly.
Yeah. First of all, they're not actually, most pillows are not full of feathers.
Yeah.
Second of all, most pillows, I think, can withstand
Yeah.
a
A
light
pillow
pillow
battery.
fight.
with a whole bunch of 60-year-olds, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I personally have never exploded a pillow through rough play, so it would surprise me. Jerry says that, of course, everyone in the house knew that she was always reading scripture, so it was shocking that she was in the Mile High Club, and even her kids were really, really shocked about it. But she reassured them that it was with their father. So they just have to envision that,
Oh,
And
nice visual.
she's like, we were on a plane en route to our honeymoon on our like wedding night. Like we had to get it done. And I'm like, I respect that. I would have just been like, we'll take care of that later.
Yeah, I was like, I don't relate. After my wedding, I was like, I need to fucking
I
go to
know.
sleep.
I know, right? And I
I was
wouldn't
like,
want
I
my
don't
kid-
want to
I
be
wouldn't
on a
want my
plane.
kid to think I wouldn't want them to have that visual, but
Well, you know what? If it's out there, it's out there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Jerry's like, look, they were already visualizing it with someone, so
That's-
don't
you know
worry,
what?
it was your father.
That's true. It's very romantic, actually. I
Yeah.
think weddings used to be a little I mean, not that they're all the same now, but like
Mhm.
my parents got married, for example, in the morning and then had like a lemonade reception. My wedding, I think I got back to the hotel at like 4 in the morning.
Well,
Like,
exactly. Like when you're in the middle of the night, you're like, no, it's time to pass out.
yeah, but she's like, no, it's happening. We're on a plane. I don't care.
I
Um,
respect.
Monica B thanks Susan and Kathy for paving the way for us, the true way pavers, the true frontiers
Trailblazers.
women, trailblazers. And then she jokes that after they left, there was a lot of kissing because Susan gave everyone the same advice, as we know. Terry and Jesse then practice their ventriloquism during a commercial break. They're just like getting it in while the getting's good. They're like, this is our last chance to have Terry do ventriloquism.
I was like, I need more on the fact that Jesse now has his own like tiny Jesse puppet. Like where did this come from?
Oh my God. I wonder if it's ever
I'm-
going to come out again.
I wonder if there was a scene cut where she, like, explained the like, she was probably maybe she was having a whole hot seat where she explained the significance of the Jessie puppet. I don't know. She's trying to get a world tour on the back of this, I think. And then it's time for Cheryl's hot seat. We start with a look back at Cheryl's journey. Dirt bike, the princess date, the heart-wrenching breakup. And when we cut back to Cheryl in the hot seat, she is tearing up, and
Oh,
so is
she's so
Monica
sweet.
P.
I'm obsessed with every time anyone cried in the hot seat, the camera would cut to Monica P and she would be wiping her tears away. And I was like, as a fellow sympathetic crier, I really relate.
Cheryl says that it was a fulfilling journey and she wishes she could have stayed in that princess state forever. It was a fairy tale. And she's wearing the diamond bracelet that Mel gave her. She was given it. Someone gave her the bracelet and Mel was the vehicle for that. And she will always cherish it. And it
I
is
mean,
a
I would
beautiful bracelet.
always cherish a diamond bracelet that literally anyone or anything gave me.
Yeah.
So,
And normally with these dates, I feel like you never really hear about their haul again. So I was like, oh, she's wearing like the bracelet. She really still has it.
Well, Ellen got a necklace because she had the princess date.
oh
And
yeah,
she got, a gorgeous necklace. She didn't take it off from the minute she got it. And it was like
I don't
diamonds.
blame her.
She'd be wearing it playing pickleball, you know.
Yeah.
No, I
honestly,
remember thinking
I would.
at the time, I was like, damn, Ellen, like this is a good date. You're
Yeah.
gonna have a souvenir to leave with.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got good stuff.
Cheryl says that after that date, she had such a confidence. She was like, this is my man. And she says that she regrets being so reserved after that and ultimately kind of taking a back seat. She says, being the person I am, I allowed the other girls to move in and kind of watched from afar. I should have been up front.
I
Um,
have to say, when she said that, even though, yes, I was number 2, but I did the same thing on the show.
mm,
Sometimes it was hard to interject because there's a lot of big personalities and I felt myself not shrinking, but just not being all the time who I really am. So that really resonated with me when she said that because there's so many personalities and I did feel myself doing the same thing, to be honest. I know how she feels.
yeah.
No, I feel like
Yeah.
I would be the same way. Like it makes me very uncomfortable to jockey for attention with other women. It's just
Yeah.
some people are really good at it, and that's like not a criticism. I think it's like a true skill to kind of have that confidence in yourself to just get in there. So I also I was like, oh, I get
It was
it,
like
Cheryl.
after my one-on-one date, there was a cocktail party the next day, and there was women that hadn't talked to him very much at all. So I let them go in front of me. And then, of course, they had to cut it short. And I was the only one that did get time with him, even though I just had a one-on-one. And I have a rose. I wanted to connect, but that's just who I am. Let the other girls go, whatever. So I do understand how she feels.
Yeah. And it's honestly, it is kind of like again, like the internal morality of Bachelor world, right? Like if someone has the first impression rose or they just had a one-on-one or they got a group date rose, it can be very frowned upon by the other contestants, by the audience to pursue one-on-one time with the lead. And there ends up being scrutiny on whether you're being pushy, you're being selfish, you're pushing the other women aside and trampling on them. And that there's this kind of like delicate structure where everyone's like, oh, I don't want to be the mean, grubby one, like who's like just getting more time and trampling all over other people. But then sometimes if you have that early attention, especially, then very early on, you're starting to be like, well, I'm a front runner or other women see me that way, so I should be gracious. I shouldn't be seen as like pressing for more. I should give them their time. And that is like, that's not just like, it's just such a delicate dance because you want that, you need that time to pursue the relationship. But also, if you really do go for it, you can be punished for that.
You're damned
So
if
it's
you do
not
and
so
you're damned if you
simple.
don't, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's partly why like men's first impression winners And first dates often tend to suffer because they'll end up being like, "Oh, yeah, what happened to that relationship? I kind of lost track of it." And I think partly it's because there's a huge target on
Mhm.
that woman's back, and she has to kind of like either hang back or become a villain if she doesn't hang back.
Yeah.
And it's like a really treacherous social
Yeah.
game.
Yes.
Um, so she says she wishes she would have talked to Mel more. She's like, "I'm not a good flirter." And she also wishes she had gotten to kiss Mel more. And then there's a nice surprise for Cheryl. Her son Tyson and granddaughters Daisy and Azalea are there.
So cute.
So cute. I just love Cheryl. I think she's really classy, beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
she
love
seems
her.
like a really like classic bachelorette type to me. I
Mhm.
think they have two like really solid front runners
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
out of the last two women to go home right now because they both came off really well.
Yeah, I feel like Cheryl and Debbie would both make really good bachelorettes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Azalea says it was interesting seeing her Yaya dating on TV, but she's so proud of her. And Daisy says, "I'm just happy she was trying to find true love."
So cute.
And then Tyson says that Cheryl has taught him a lot in life and she's his hero.
Aw.
And it's very sweet.
That like really made me kind of tear up. That was so
Mhm.
especially given what Cheryl shared about the kind of terrifying like beginning of motherhood that she experienced. The fact
I
that Tyson
know.
was kidnapped
Yeah.
for a week and she was like abandoned while she was giving birth in the hospital. I mean, just
Yeah.
kind of incredible what she has
Yeah.
survived. And I can understand why Tyson would be like in awe of his mom. It's very sweet.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah. And I always love seeing a man frame a woman as his hero, even if it's his mom. I know it's a
Mhm.
cliche, but I'm like, still
Claire,
always good to
one day
emulate a
your
woman.
sons will be like, my mom, she's
She's my hero.
my
She's
hero
Sons,
and my
sons
favorite
love their mothers.
podcaster.
Sons love their mothers. That's my experience with my two boys, but they do. They love their mommies.
Well, I tell them every day, I'm like, boys love their mothers, so shape up. I want to see more adoration. Um, so she is released to go hug her family. And on that note, we will take a quick break. When we get back, we'll have Debbie's hot seat and the arrival of Mel to face the women.
And we are back, and it's time for Debbie to get in the hot seat. The audience chants like, Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. And she immediately starts to tear up, of course. We also get like a montage of Debbie's journey, which makes her extra emotional. And she says that it's been a roller coaster to watch all of this back because she allowed herself to be hopeful again, which just,
Yeah, and I think that was clear from watching it that she was one of the women who seemed the most to have like concluded in her head, like, this is my moment, this is my chance, it's going to be me. And so it was very hard to see that taken away. She says she thinks Mel saw pieces of her, but they've lived long lives and experienced so much, and she wishes that she had had more time with him, like an overnight, to share more. Jesse brings up the People magazine shoot, and Debbie says that she actually initially went for the beach patrol outfit. She wanted to wear like the little red bathing suit, and it was the other women who told her to be the beach bride because she'd never worn a wedding dress. And she chokes up just even talking about this. And she says it was just special. And she remembers that she walked up in the dress and Mel said something like, "Why don't we just do our vows right now?" Which you shouldn't say if
Well,
you're
that
not going to pick her,
I
Mel.
mean, that was wow.
that's intense.
Yeah, that was intense. I mean,
There's always like the Bachelor structure really encourages like future casting in a way that is like so devastating to watch. I'm like, you didn't have to say that.
oh,
She says their chemistry was so real and easy. She felt like she knew him forever. And she says she's proud that she put herself out there. And Jesse says she deserves to find love and he wishes her all the best.
Maybe on this show in the future. Who can
He didn't
say?
say that, but we're
We're
saying I
saying
think
that.
she could do it. Honestly, a lot of great candidates always coming out of a Golden Bachelor season for a lead, and then you come out of Golden Bachelorette and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
Is there
wait."
anyone? Is there anyone available?
Well, there's, like, the guys who immediately get scooped up by
Yeah.
someone, like, swooping into their DMs, and they're, like, a CW actress or, like, a 50-year-old blonde influencer or something, and then there's, like, 2 guys left, and one of them is like, "I only date 40-year-olds, actually." And they're like, "Never mind, we're gonna find a guy who wasn't on the show."
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
He also only dates 40-year-olds, but no
Yeah.
matter.
I think we can change him.
Let's try to find a guy that doesn't want to date 40-year-old. There we go. That's
Yeah.
a new concept. No.
Mel arrives at last to face the women. He's wearing a striking look. It's all greige, a
Classic Mel.
suit and tie. It's really kind of reminiscent of a modern kitchen renovation, you know? You're just like, it's gonna be so flat. You're almost like, how did they make it this greige in here?
Yeah,
What
I was like,
material is that?
try some dimension, Mel.
Yeah.
You're
I
allowed.
have to say, Gary dressed so beautifully on our show.
He
Everything,
did.
Yes.
every time he walked in for a rose ceremony or a pool party, whatever, his clothes were impeccable, and he looked really good in them.
Okay, I agree. And this is why I've been saying, like, yes, Carrie Fettman styles everyone, but
Yeah.
it is based on the personal style preferences of the individual.
Yeah.
And Mel loves flat greige, unless it's like an aggressively patterned tie that's made for an ESPN anchor. That's
He
his
actually-
personal style.
His gray tie did have that kind of
It
aggressive
did.
pattern.
It did. I was like, again, you are dressed for ESPN, not the women tell all.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, he is a handsome man. Like a pop of color, like an interesting
Right.
textured suit. Like,
right, like
that-
a texture, some like burgundy or navy. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just he's very handsome. I feel like we could
Yeah.
up the swag level.
I mean, like Carrie dressed him in a lot of blues because he had beautiful blue eyes, and it really brought his eyes out. Like, find something like I know Carrie, and I'm sure that it was Mel's.
Oh no, I think this was Mel's personal preference for sure.
I'm just imagining Carrie being like, "What about this beautiful suit?" And Mel is like, "Do you have anything flatter and beiger?" No, that beige is too warm. I'd really like something that's more gray.
I need something to match the shoes, either white or black.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he does have the white shoes. What are they? UFOs?
Yeah. He's
Those
not
are-
letting go of the UFOs.
Those are basically, they started out as marathon recovery shoes because I used to run marathons and I had those shoes.
Uh,
And you put them on after a marathon and your feet feel like you're in marshmallows. So there you go.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, look, that is appealing. I did enjoy that Jesse was like, really? You're
Called them
on a
out.
couch. You don't even have to stand. And he's like, look, man, this is
Yeah.
just my personal style.
That was funny. I'm sure Carrie was like, "When you please wear fair shoes." You know?
So Mel sits down and says that at the beginning of the journey, he was so nervous. He says, if you're not nervous, it's not important, which is fair. Mel says it was heart-wrenching to send any of the women home. He says they all touched my heart, and he looks over at the women and thanks them. And they all seem to have really good feelings toward Mel as well, which makes sense because we didn't really see anything like the worst we would say about Mel from like what happened on the season is that it was just like monosyllabic at times, not forthcoming, a little boring, but like he was very kind to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Terry tells Mel they didn't quite connect in that way, but he treated them all with such respect and kindness. Cheryl says that he is an amazing man and a big kid. She says, you taught me that there could be a fairy tale for anybody out there. And then she says she wishes that she had been braver. And Mel interjects here and is like, you are brave.
I loved this.
He's like, you told me your story and I'll never forget that. You were so strong, like raising your family.
I felt like Mel was more effusive in responding to some of these women in this setting than he was like during the one-on-one dates.
Yeah.
I think part of it is that he's doing the same thing, but in this setting, it feels more suitable.
That's
You know what I
possible.
mean?
Yeah.
It's so much less intimate that I'm like, wow, this feels he's really responding appropriately.
Exactly.
I'm glad he said that to Cheryl. I'm really glad that he said that to her.
Yeah, like I love that. I feel like he was kind of saying like you didn't. It's not like you failed. Like there was nothing more you could have done. Like you are brave.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
open with me. Like we did
Yeah.
have this connection. I thought that was really nice and affirming.
Nicolle says that it's really great to see Mel. And then she starts crying. Nicolle is the only one who kind of treats this as if this is like a sort of intimate, personal moment that she's having with Mel. Like, oh my
I'm
God,
sorry,
here
don't
we are
mean to
again.
laugh, but
I've missed you. It's so strange to run into you like this. You know, like it's, you know what I mean? That's the vibe. And with the other women, it's like,
serendipity that we meet again.
yeah.
right. Like she just seems like so like, oh, wow, here we are. I've really missed you. Like, hello again.
It was a little guy. I was like, what is going on here? But
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think some of the audience was wondering too, because as she is crying, the camera cuts to some audience members who are like giving side eye and probably
Looking confused.
wondering, as I was, and maybe I'm just being deeply ungenerous, whether there was like a little bit of crocodile tears going on.
yeah, I was at home
Yep.
going, like, what's going on?
What's like, I
Yeah.
believe that she really liked him, and I'm sure she does miss him and was glad to see him, but it was just like, it was so theatrical.
And the timing of the tears coming on is just kind of interesting because, again, she's sandwiched in between all these other women who are also talking to Mel. And then it's like her turn to talk. And suddenly she is having this emotional moment as if they're having a standalone conversation and not as if it's just like her turn to talk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And suddenly the tears are flowing. And she didn't get emotional when all the women were like, "You are my dear friend and you really hurt me." So, like, why the tears now? That's not proof, but I think that those factors did definitely get my spidey
Yeah,
senses
just questions. They're
And
questions.
there's Debbie who had a hometown, who was really
Right.
invested. And then I'm sure she's like, like,
Like, what's happening? Cheryl and
Yeah.
Jerry very kindly, like, each grab one of Nicole's hands as she weeps. So they're like holding her hands and she's still talking to Mel. It's just a really, it's kind of a funny visual.
So she's like stretching her hands out for support. And she says she missed him. And she says, "I know I made some missteps, but my feelings for you were really, really genuine." And she says she didn't want to interview him every time they had a moment together. She wanted to see how they do just hanging. And she says those were some of my favorite moments. Um, I'm not really sure what this is like. Was it a criticism of her that she didn't ask enough questions of him? We did see that dinner where she asked him
she asked him a school
questions.
Yeah, I actually thought she asked a lot of questions, which I was appreciative
Yeah.
of
The
because we
things that
knew
I
so
think-
little about him.
The things that I think came off as a little bit off were moments when they were hanging and she would be like, "Let's do a kiss for the camera."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's the sort of thing. But, like, yeah, always good to see how you do just hanging.
Yeah.
And Mel says, "You have a great personality. You're beautiful, and I wish you the best."
And I was like, this does not sound like a man who is planning to call Nicolle when it doesn't work out with his winner.
He's like, "Took care of that."
Yeah, he's like,
Wow.
yep, very beautiful, great personality. Wish you the best. Not with me.
Who can say, though? Nicolle has a habit of making accurate predictions.
That's true. She is a
like
trailblazer.
the other women beginning to kiss Mel. Debbie asks Mel if the fact that she was the only woman who hadn't ever been married or had children influenced his decision to send her home.
I was actually glad that she asked this
Mhm.
because for
Yeah.
me, it was something that was like hovering over some of their
Yeah,
interactions.
I think we talked about it.
Yeah.
That we wondered if that was
But I'm wondering
influencing him in
why
some
she
way.
didn't ask him on camera. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know. Or maybe I don't know. Because that's kind of that was the running theme with Debbie. And I just thought maybe, it'd have been nice to see her ask
To
that.
see a
with-
conversation
To see a
about that.
conversation
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Yeah. But he says no, it didn't. He's like very insistent about it. He's like, absolutely not. It never crossed my mind. I never thought about it ever. No.
I was like, you probably did. I mean, you probably did think about it. Like,
We know he was aware of it.
Mhm.
He's saying it had nothing to do with
yeah,
his decision
Which-
at all,
fair enough.
but he just seems a little defensive about it. Debbie says she appreciates that, and she says that she felt Mel was compassionate. I mean, to be honest, like, sorry, I'm going back now. If he did consider it, it would kind of not be helpful and would, in fact, be mean to say it here.
Oh, no,
Because it would be sort of
yeah.
like, there's something about you that you can't change that, like, people are thinking about, and, like, they might not want to date you because of that. So I guess there's no
No,
need
you
to,
simply, you can't say yes.
yeah, no, you can't say yes to that. She thanks him for kickstarting her heart again. And then Alexandra says she wants to be serious for a minute. Will Mel introduce her to one of his friends? And Mel is so relieved that he doesn't have to answer any real questions here. He's like, yeah, absolutely. No problem.
He's like, oh no, oh no, oh
He's
no.
like-
Oh, my friend?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I'll hook it
Yeah.
up.
Take you around the golf club. Everyone laughs and laughs. So now Mel is kind of done with his hot seat and the episode isn't over. You guys, like, the Golden Ladies need to fight more, is the thing. Like, there needs to be more tension in the house.
I was like,
I know
wait.
how we can resolve that. Bring our season on with Nicolle.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I was like, I think we needed like a mediation session here with like
Right.
representatives of your season. And I
Yeah.
think we really needed everyone to sit and hash it out. And then we needed Claire there to be like, can you walk me through the lemon bar situation?
1:15 p.m. Debbie first mentions
Yeah.
that Mel likes lemon. 1:17. Turns out Nicolle has a recipe for lemon bars. Walk me through step by step.
Yeah. When did Cindy retrieve the bowl and start mixing?
And where was where was Nicolle at that
Yeah.
time?
Oh, no. I really was like, wait, okay, Mel's done?
Yeah. Now what?
And there's still time in the episode. So clips and also a Jared Freid cameo.
Yeah, Jared Freid gets to talk more than
Yeah.
Susan
the
and
women.
Kathy and most of the women on stage.
I'm just gonna say that, like in our Women Tell All, Faith, who was let go, like Debbie, she had a long in the hot seat with Gary.
With Gary, right? They were like
Yes.
next to each other.
Yeah, well, they had a chance to talk for a long time, so I guess I was wondering where that was with
Do you
Debbie.
I
think-
also wonder if
Do you
part
think
of
they
the-
really were just like, Mel is not capable?
I think that part of what happened here is that Mel has been holding back so much. Part of what he needed to discuss with Faith, Gary, is that he told her that he loved her in front of her family.
Well, true. That's true.
And then he immediately dumped her.
Well,
Like,
that's
I think
true.
that, like,
That's true.
part of the drama does also come from the lead getting kind of emotionally entangled with multiple women, and he has not done that yet.
Right.
So even though Debbie got her hopes up and she got attached, she doesn't really have anything to point
Your
to
thoughts-
to
you're
hold him
right.
for account to.
That's fair.
That's a very good point. Mel has been like so restrained.
Yeah. It's, again, this is the delicate tightrope of the lead.
That
Like we
polar
talked about the
opposite
one of the
Gary.
front runner.
Polar opposite of Gary.
Right. Gary
Yeah.
was messy. Gary was just like I can express all of my feelings very, very eloquently, and I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. And that, you know what, there's a cost. There's a human cost to being overly emotional and messy, and there is a entertainment cost to being
So restrained.
so restrained. So we get this Jared Freid cameo next. He's in the audience, and he calls Mel Tommy Bahama Frankenstein.
Okay. He is so spot on. Because he's
I
like
was
the
like, I
Frankenstein.
see it.
And the Tommy Bahama is the monochromatic, always the same beige look. You know, Tommy Bahama kind of clothes for. Oh no, I cracked. First of all, Jared Freid is a good friend of mine, and I think he's literally. I'm seeing him next Friday in Minneapolis, but I think he's literally one of the funniest people. And I cracked up. I knew exactly
Oh,
what he was saying.
if only he'd had you there on the roast date instead of Robin, to
I
really
know. I'm
build
like,
him up.
what? It's so funny. That one's funny.
This is
What?
gold. He's giving you gold.
I know.
Then he says something that I need help understanding. He says, the women here are unbelievable. I got a lemon bar bacon in my pants from them.
Yeah. I didn't know what.
Is that a reference to a boner?
Yes.
Or is he okay?
Yes,
I
but
was
also,
like,
but also I was like, do you want your penis to resemble the shape of a lemon
I
bar?
know.
I
and
don't know.
texture.
It's not. I was like, Jared, I see what you're going for. I don't
I was
know
just like,
that's the
I don't really
reference.
need to hear about any men's boners at all. That's
Well,
kind
neither
of
do
where
the women
I'm
in the
at.
audience because the
Yeah.
camera cuts to a woman making like a truly disgusted face.
That was
It was so funny.
My mind was just rejecting it. I was like, does he mean like, oh yeah, they gave me one of their lemon bars and it's just all toasty
Claire.
because it's next to my
Claire.
body?
Claire.
oh my God.
I was like, I can't. Okay, so he says that. Moving on. He also jokes that the studio audience is way hotter than last year's studio audience. Then he's like, Susan and Kathy, I'm going to make some mistakes with them tonight at the hotel. They sort of look like they're not into this.
Kathy's like, what? Oh, huh? Yeah.
And I would have been, yeah, Jared, we are.
Yeah. Leslie would have been like, hell yeah.
I know what that means.
Yeah, Susan and Kathy are like, we never responded to your invitation. Like, we were ghosting you. He's like, Alexandra, give me that back massager. And she like runs over with the back massager.
She's committed to the bit, and I love that.
We then get an extended clip of the roast.
I don't know that we needed this, but
we probably didn't need it. I had a good time.
Me too.
I was like, sure, let's do some comedy.
Yeah.
We see like Mel on stage with Jared. And he's like, I'm scared of Jared. And he's like kind of joking around with him up on stage. He's like, I'm taking advice from a 40-year-old virgin. And Jared says, yeah, that's what Mel wishes were here.
Oh my.
I did enjoy all of the times that Jared
wow.
got like a dig in about
Yeah.
Mel's age
Yeah.
preferences.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to get involved in a roast when you really have such like a huge like kick me here like sign on your
Yeah.
back that you put there.
Yeah.
Jared coaches some of the women that we didn't see, like Cheryl, and he offers Cheryl an example quip, which is, Mel, you got divorced and I like to motocross. Looks like we both lost at the X Games, which is a joke that doesn't work because Cheryl is a trophy-winning motocrosser.
Yeah.
She's probably like, I can't use that. I won at the X Games.
Yeah, what do you mean?
It should have been,
Lost.
looks like only one of us won at the X Games.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. He also tries to help Robin, and this goes so badly that I did think we should listen to a clip of it.
Are you okay?
So, I could use your help.
Okay, let's get some help.
So I've never roasted a man before, much less a date, much less in front of an audience. So thank God for Jared.
Let me try and help you out. Mel loves Michigan football more than anything, but says he won't marry it because the program is over 50 years old.
Okay.
Okay? Mel looks like a caveman that's into pedicures. Mel looks like an Addams Family butler who isn't allowed in the same room as Wednesday alone. This is like
This is not
performing for my mom.
I know.
I'm
Really?
never gonna do comedy again.
Oh my God.
First of all, Jared's mom has taken a real beating on this episode because he also said that Amy's routine made him feel like he was talking to his mom because she kept complaining.
You're like, poor Jared's mom.
This was
God.
like what the way people describe the Onion pitch room. It's like you keep sending up what you think are your best pitches for a comedy headline, and everyone's just stony faced. Like, sorry, I'm a comedian. You're gonna have to work a little bit harder to
I think
get me to
both of
crack a
those
smile.
jokes were funny. I don't know. I thought they were funny, but
I liked the Michigan football
I
one.
laughed at the
Yeah.
Michigan football
Yeah.
one.
yeah. That was,
I don't think I know enough about the Adams family for that
yeah,
one.
that's not your, yeah.
But the
gotten
Michigan
the full
football, I was like,
effect.
no, Robin, take that one.
Yeah,
It's very good.
take that one.
Yeah.
That was good.
It made me wonder how many of their lines were actually given to them by Jared. Was he like peddling his wares?
For sure.
around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terry cracks that it's fine that she's working with all these ladies because she's used to working with dummies. So there's some mutual roasting going on. Carol's like, I have skills that might be useful to Mel, like changing a diaper and lifting him out of the tub.
That
That's pretty
funny.
good.
That was very good.
Monica P shows off her biceps, and Jared interrupts Amy yet again when she asks if Mel wears hearing aids. And he's like, if he did, he turned them off already. Did Amy have to say anything during this roast without Jared interrupting?
No, and Amy didn't speak at all during the Women Tell
No.
All either.
No,
They've
I was unless they add
Justice
to
for
it.
Amy.
Yeah, I know. She's funny.
She's very funny.
they've really clamped down on her. Afterwards, Jared says he thinks Monica B has a future in comedy. He says she has the chops.
I do remember hers being quite good, like the clip that we
Yeah.
saw.
I think a lot of them were pretty
Why
good.
didn't she win though?
Wow.
Well,
I
because
think
the
we
real
know.
contest is who does Mel want to take to an intimate romantic dinner? They didn't even pretend that Jared was involved in judging it.
I know.
And that brings us to an end of the non-preview content of this episode. All that we have left is a little sneak peek next week in Antigua. Mel is trying to choose between two incredible women. His son arrives. Mel says, love is more of a feeling than just words, which is true.
It's so profound.
A woman, presumably a relative of Mel's or something, tells
or a
him that
friend. I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone we've never seen
Not a
before.
contestant.
I
Yeah.
didn't know who that was. I was
They didn't indicate who it was.
they did.
she tells him that there's a part of him that will let the brain get in the way of the heart. Mel tells Jesse that Cindy and Peg are both great women. It's razor thin between them. Peg says she doesn't have another 5 to 7 years to waste. Cindy wants her guy to feel struck by lightning, like he can't live without her till death do us part. Mel came here for an engagement. He has a giant ring with those two like side baguettes stones. And he says that's the unknown, and the unknown is a leap of faith. So that's
Again,
next
profound
week.
words. That's next week / the finale. They're just giving us a whole mashup because they said next week will be fantasy suites, and then there is a 2-hour finale on
Yeah.
November 12th. So
This is wild. They're down to 2 women, and they are getting 3 hours out of those 2 women.
I know. I'm like, is there gonna
Yeah.
be some real drama at the end here?
I think there is.
Something's gotta
I'm
happen.
predicting drama.
Yeah, if you have 3 hours of content, given
Yeah.
like how we speed ran through so many of the women, like the first 12 women being eliminated, it was like
Totally.
we got about 45 minutes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's the most dramatic ending ever. You know. who
I
knows?
don't know. Your finale was pretty devastating, Leslie.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I kind of don't think there's going to be that much drama. They haven't said anything about how it will be the most dramatic ending ever, which means it must be so far from being the
Jesse's
most dramatic
really
ending
restraining
ever.
himself.
Oh yeah, Jesse would be saying that by now if there was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't compromise my credibility like that. I'll be a laughing stock. What's something I can plausibly defend? I am interested to see like what they're gonna do with Fantasy Suites and then a 2-hour finale. But I sort of wish that we had like 4 women for hometowns and 3 for Fantasy Suites.
Well, this fantasy suites, remember,
know.
there's a date. They each have a date. Then they meet their family, his family, and then fantasy suites. Don't you think that's in? No.
Yeah, so Fantasy Suites will be
Yeah.
next, and I guess that's only 45 minutes, so we'll see those
Oh,
dates
for a
and
date,
those overnights,
fantasy
and then
suite.
and
It's
then
just that
all-
normally Fantasy Suites is like the second to last and it's 3 women, and then the finale is last chance dates.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
I almost wish that we had 3 women in the finale,
Yeah, I thought they
like
were
3
gonna
women for Fantasy
change
Suites,
that.
but
Well, that's what I meant. 3 women for Fantasy Suites, but then there's
Yeah,
another
But
episode.
the golden, the
Right.
goldens is just 2, and then
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the ending of your season was very thrilling. And so hopefully if it, is even half as
Well, I'm
emotionally
going to say
devastating,
that I
it will
hope,
be great TV.
yeah, I just hope that nobody gets their heart broken, and because that will make
Yeah.
me really sad. I mean, obviously, it'll probably happen, but it's just it's hard. I
You
feel
can
for
welcome
people.
the runner up into like your emotional support club.
Yes, I whoever it is, you can call me, so
Yeah.
I can help you through it. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it.
I know. I feel like
Yeah.
Cindy and Peg both have a real, like, they are the two women who we saw
Yeah,
truly develop like what felt like a real connection
yeah,
with Mel. And so I do think whoever we see get sent home, it's going to be rough.
yeah. It
Even
will.
if it's
Yeah.
not the most dramatic finale ever, it's going to be rough.
Hey, we're not as good looking, but we had the most dramatic ending.
Yeah,
And you had a
you can't
bachelor
take
who
that away from you
had
guys.
great personal style. So
Very good personal style.
Yeah. You'll always have that
Yeah, I mean,
mantle.
I'll take what we can take. Yeah.
Oh, Leslie, thank you so much for joining us.
I
This
love
was
you
so
guys.
fun.
Thank you so
we love
We
much.
love
you.
you.
Thank you
Come
so much
back
for having me.
anytime.
Anytime, anytime. I would love to, and you guys are the best. Thank you.
And now it's time for Love to See It, Hate to See It. Let's start with Hate to See It, get that bad stuff out of the way. I personally hated to see Carol unable to handle even the gentlest of direct critiques of Nicolle. Carol, don't deprive us of our drama. We needed a little bit of drama.
We need the like, I'm sorry, it's accountability. It's women saying, you
Hurt my feelings.
hurt my feelings. I'm not saying we need a feeding frenzy or for Nicolle to be shamed
No.
for wanting to be an influencer or like having a personal ambition that she wanted to explore on the show. I'm saying women wanted to express their valid feelings of hurt to someone that they have a close relationship with, and I think we all should have gotten to watch that
I
and
agree.
cheer.
We needed it. We deserved it.
Yeah, on that note, I hated to see the lack of a full investigation of what happened with the lemon bar situation.
This
Maybe-
is Claire will be beating this drum till she dies.
Maybe it's
Drop
like
the
literally
receipts,
no one
timelines,
else cares.
screenshots.
Literally all the other recaps and coverage are going to be like, why did they talk so much about the lemon bars? No one cares about the lemon bars. And I'm like, the whole episode should have been about lemon bars. I wish that they had gone more into it, but we'll just never know, I guess, because everyone just wants to be so gracious.
I hated to see that there was so much filler, even with only a 48-minute episode. There were just so many clips. There were so many clips, and some of them were cute and funny. I didn't hate them all. But
You
there
know
were
what
so
really
many.
got under my skin is just like the long let's revisit Cheryl and Debbie's journeys. I'm like,
we
guys,
just watched them. There's
That
only
was
been
like
like
2
6
weeks ago.
episodes this season.
I know. I'm like, do we need like a 4-minute montage of Cheryl's journey? Time is ticking.
You're like, I recall it.
I hated to hear Jared Freid talk about a lemon bar in his pants. That made me feel really bad in my body.
And now it's time for Love to See It. I loved to see Cheryl and Debbie getting their due from the audience. They deserved those cheers and chants.
I always love seeing the golden women, like,
Adored.
yes. I did love to see Nicolle getting called out for some of the dismissive and cruel comments that she made by Debbie. I thought Debbie was very measured and thoughtful and didn't like go at Nicolle in a shaming or unkind way. And it was like a very well considered and like narrow critique. And I was like, I'm
completely
taking
agree.
notes here. Like, this is good.
Yeah. Way to go, Debbie.
Is there anything else that we love to see for this incredibly short episode? Why did this feel so short?
Because it was all clips.
Yes, most of it wasn't new information.
I'm sorry. I simply can't say I loved to see Mel and Greige again.
No, I did love to see the women's looks. I thought they all looked
Yes,
bomb.
stunning, especially Jerry. Jerry, just 10 out of 10.
Just a little bit of eye candy for me. Beautiful ladies. Anything else? I love seeing a preview of the fact that there will actually be plot developments in future weeks.
I do love to see that. I also just love to see Cindy and Peg getting in there being like, this is what I want and need, Mel.
Yes.
Can you deliver it?
And on that note, let's discuss our love, happiness, and fun rating out of 10 champagne toasts.
I think this was pretty fun,
It's interesting because I was going to say I thought it was full of love and happiness.
but no fun. I mean,
No,
it was,
I think
okay, it
there's
was
fun.
more happiness, more love, happy. I think it was higher than what we've been getting. Was
Yeah.
kind of my point, because it's
Yeah,
been like
the vibe
in the
was
toilet.
positive.
Yeah, it's been, the vibes have been pretty bad. We've been giving out some like 2s. I thought this was maybe a 5.
Oh, the women were all over being like, I love you, you're my sister. Like,
Yeah,
they're
you know
clearly thriving.
maybe even like a 6 or a 7.
I think I'm at like a 7.
Yeah,
And like,
okay.
look at how the love, happiness, and fun rating skyrockets when Mel is barely there. Coincidence?
Yeah, also, I will say getting a glimpse of Susan and Kathy really ups the love, happiness, and fun rating.
Yeah. I
And
was...
Jessie doing the ventriloquism. That's so fun.
Oh my God. Needs a little practice.
Okay, 7. We're landing on a 7. I love that. Will it get better from here? I truly am
What
not
if
that
this is our
hopeful.
high water mark for this season and it's an episode of Women Tell All that is mostly clip reels?
On that note, that is it for this episode of Love to See It with Emma and Claire. Thanks to our wonderful guest, Leslie Fhima. And if you're watching this on YouTube, remember to subscribe to our channel.
Love to See It is a presentation of Odyssey. The show is produced by us, Claire Fallon and Emma Gray. Our production assistant is Tatiana Kinney-Smith, who also edits the video for our episodes. And the audio for this episode was edited by John Bahar. Our theme music is by Tamar Haviv, and our art is by Aaron Nestor.
If you like our show, remember to follow us, rate us 5 stars, leave a review, and of course, spread the word to all of your friends about Love to See It.
If you want to get in touch, you can email us at claireandemmapod@gmail.com.
You can also find us on TikTok at Love to See It Pod and on Instagram at Claire and Emma Pod. And you can find our newsletter Rich Text on Substack at claireandemma.substack.com. I'm also on Blue Sky at Emma Gray and on Instagram at EmmaLadyRose.
And I'm at Claire E. Fallon. Special thanks to the team at Odyssey, Eric Donnelly, Kate Rose, Laura Curran, Melissa Wester, and Hillary Ship.
We'll be back later this week with a recap of the Love is Blind Season 9 reunion.
Can you keep